Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm Rick Marks. Today I'm going to talk about some of my, core beliefs and philosophies, and maybe something you might take on yourself. If you've got your own, chuck them in the comments. I'd love to spark some discussion around it. One of the first ones that I taught my kids is everyone's like a piece of paper. And in life, when you're rude, mean, or unpleasant towards somebody, it's essentially like scrunching it up. And what I said to my kids is, you'll never ever get that back to being a crisp white piece of paper. You can kind of get it close, but there's still going to be these creases and these crinkles, and that's I guess a reality, or here's a tear, of the damage that we do to other people. We can apologize and we can try and make amends, but those hurts are going to always be there, and so those marks will never be removable. So yes, that's one that I'm a big believer of, the paper philosophy, I suppose. And the other one, for many people who know me, is the phrase that I love is, you can't bag it till you've tried it. I don't know where it came from, I don't know how I cottoned onto it, but it would have been probably over 15 to 20 years ago. It sort of became, I guess, a way of living by for me, because the whole point behind it is, until you've tried something, you really cannot, I believe, have a valid say on whether or not it's good or bad or the like. So again, use this one with my kids. You know, put onion in front of them, for instance, cook up some onion with the barbecue, and they say, I don't like it. And I say, have you tried it? And they say, no, I haven't. And I said, well, you can't say you don't like it unless you've at least tried it. Once you've tried it once, you can go, I don't like that, and that's fine. And that works the same across the board for me. So doesn't matter, what the situation is. If somebody's lost a parent, for instance, I don't know what that's like, so I can't really comment to how hard it might be or what those feelings might be. I can still be receptive to that person and what they're going through, and understand it's probably a very difficult thing, but I can't really form an opinion on it. And it's no different to, in Australia we did the LGBTQI marriage vote. I think it wasn't really a vote as such, but we had to vote whether we were going to yes or no. It wasn't a referendum, I can't even think of the word now, but anyway, I looked at it and I went, I don't have an opinion on their life or whether that's right or wrong or anything. So sure, let them have that, because I can't see how that, personally, to me and my world, changes anything for me. I know everyone else has different views and different opinions, and that's fine. But they're the two main things, I suppose, that I try to live by, and so that's why I often don't, when there's political stuff going on and everything, I don't get involved, because I don't have, I guess, both sides of the story. And I guess that's that biggest thing as well, leadership and management within the workplace, and this works as well for employees, anyone really. We often rush in with a decision. We rush in with our default side to take, or our own view that gets influenced into a situation or a problem. So someone comes to you and says, oh, so-and-so was really rude to me. And often we then go, oh, that's very rude, blah, 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 blah. And we start to make a view of that without understanding it. Now, you need to then work out, is it being nosy or what? And I guess it's again about how you go about it. But you could approach the person and say, hey, look, Tony came and saw me and said that, you were quite rude to him this morning, and I'm just didn't quite sound right, and there's something going on, is everything all right? Now, you can look at that and go, that's nosy, or you can look at it and go, that person may not actually be emotionally aware that that was perceived as rude this morning. And they can go, oh, look, I just had a real rough night. Kids didn't sleep. My parents are unwell at the moment, so there's a lot going on. Okay, that sounds okay. I just wasn't sure because Tony was quite moved by the fact that it was quite abrupt. Your encounter with him. That can be helpful, and again, it's what you do with it. Whether it becomes gossiping, and that's where when people bring their problems, their woes as such, or their grievances, or they're voicing stuff, it's what you do with it next, which I guess is what you are responsible for. So if you then just turn to the next person, can you believe that Mary was rude to Tony this morning? You haven't validated any of that, and you haven't actually fact-checked it. And this becomes, I guess, that bigger problem that we see more and more today, is everyone is doing Chinese whispers, and no one is actually fact-checking or going in and asking that other party or that other person and going, well, this didn't seem quite right. And I guess that also comes back down to how well do you know those people? To then go, that doesn't sound like that character of that person. You sure? Okay. So yeah, keeping that open mind. I try not to get bogged down one-sided, because again, there's always two sides to it, and you just never know. You could go and see Mary, and Mary goes, actually, Tony quite abruptly and rudely came at me this morning that I hadn't got the report done and this and that, and I've got all this other stuff going on. So yeah, I kind of probably lashed out a little bit quickly. We all don't need to be a manager to help other people emotionally in life. That comes down to each individual and caring for one another within the workplace. So yeah, they're my two sort of mantras, my two core beliefs. If you've got your own core beliefs, if you've got something that you live by as well, your, I guess, principles, your rules, those two are my main critical ones that I look at, and I'm a big believer in. You can't have a view of something unless you've actually either tried it or you've been through it, again, or the paper. Being mindful and thinking about how our words, our actions, our everything at the end of the day can hurt others, and once they've hurt others, it cannot be undone. It will never be a crisp white piece of paper again. It'll always have these creases, and the more that people walk around and scrunch and hurt, and there are lots of people out there and they've got a lot of creases. And I suppose that's the other thing, is learning about people's creases and understanding their hurts, I suppose. And then you can try to work out how you can navigate and help them not... Sometimes we say something and it's not meant to hurt, but because of a previous crease, because of a previous time that's caused the damage, it can hurt more than we would imagine it would hurt, because that brings back memories for them. So yeah, be mindful of others, be mindful of their feelings, their emotions, emotional intelligence. That's something that I'm really reading up on at the moment. I'm really pushing into, because as a leader and as a human, it's important that we are aware of ourselves, aware of our surroundings, and aware of others and what they're going through. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe, thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, bell notification. These are coming out daily, Monday to Friday, 9 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Yeah, love to hear some feedback, love to hear what you think of them, and you'll see me on the next one. Thanks for watching.